DeMar, what was Pop like before the game? Because he seemed pretty calm with reporters, and I was wondering what his message was to you guys entering this Game 6.
He always have a calm to him, and it wears off on us, understanding on our home floor. We understood what we had to come in here and do tonight. Wasn't much needed to be said.
How big was that stretch in the third quarter where it was like y'all going against Jokic? It was back and forth, and then y'all took that into the fourth quarter. Was that like y'all knew y'all had to keep it up at that point?
Yeah, they've been great at, throwing a punch at us and, running away with it. We try to sustain that, understand whatever they do, we had to match it, be more aggressive, understand we had to keep our rhythm going, being aggressive on both ends, and we did that.
DeMar, how do you balance between slowing down the game with set plays and just running downhill? It seems that when y'all are going just full force, that there's a flow to the game. How do y'all balance that?
It's all about stops. As long as we get stops, we understand we could get out, be aggressive, pick our spots, understand where the shooter's going to be, kind of be aggressive, getting to the rim. We have a lot of options when we're able to get stops. It's hard to have them options when we take the ball out the basket, then coming back down to a set defense.
Is there anything that you've seen in your team tonight, first half, first quarter, that you knew that y'all was here to play?
When we got up for shoot around this morning, everybody in the gym this morning, just the sense, the feel, understanding that, nobody wanted this thing to end. We understood what we had to come out here and do. Now it's time for us to go back on the road and close this thing out.
DeMar, you said after Game 4 that you knew Rudy was going to step up in some way during the series. What do you have to say about his performance tonight?
Told you so. We all had that confidence, not just with Rudy, with everybody. Belly came up big for us tonight. Patty came out there, was aggressive. All the guys came up big, and now it's on this Game 7. Everybody pull that thing together and do it one more time.
DeMar, you had a fair share of Game 7s. What is your message to the young guys on the team regarding how to approach Game 7?
Like we approached it tonight, eager, desperate, but under control, understanding what needs to be done, playing with smarts, and it's fun. We got to go out there and have fun.
Well, DeMar, just to follow up on that, you guys are pretty proud of your playoff experience. How important that experience is to help you guys to leverage the win on Saturday?
With experience, having experience, you can lean on experience, but we gotta come ready mentally, more than anything. It's gonna be tough. We can't get caught up in the crowd. We gotta understand it's us versus them, and everything is against us. Go out there, play free, play smart, and just be ready.
DeMar, I think you've played in 2 Game 7s, I think?
Two? No, I'm sure I played more than that.
In Game 7s?
Yeah.
Well, maybe your second one, you had 30 in a closeout. How difficult is this, especially when you're doing it for the first time? Like if you remember your first Game 7, what's that like as a young player?
You're back against the wall. It's literally win or go home. Win or go home. Simple as that. Once you understand the meaning of that going into that game, you understand that every single second on that court matters. And you don't want to walk off that court preparing for summer. That's it brings out a different side of you. And the guys that been in a Game 7 understand what it's like. So we all got to treat it like we did tonight.
How do you convey that message that you talked about when Denver won those 2 games, that they wanted it more? How do you convey that? How do you get that mindset that you wanted more?
We went in there, Game 1, got a game. That shows you we could go in there and win. We was up 19, Game 2, let it get away from us. As long as we understand we got to be consistent, be smart, we'll be just fine. We can't go in there overthinking. I think a couple games this series we came in overthinking and we lost a few quarters big, and it was tough for us to get back in it. As long as we don't overthink it, go in there and play like we know how to play, we'll be fine.
Thank you.